Okay, we're recording this video on Wednesday, the 29th of March, 2017. Hope you're doing well. Hope you traded well today. First thing I want to mention is the sound quality on this video might be a little bit different from a normal. I finally had to give up my trusty Sennheisers. I'd been using these Sennheisers for about 8 or 9 years. Absolutely loved them. Sound quality was excellent, but some of the wires started fraying, and it's just time to change. And I've moved to another pair of Sennheisers, also pretty expensive, supposed to be the latest greatest, but I'm not all that convinced the sound quality is as good. Sound a little bit tinny, and I think the microphone is just not as good as the original Sennheisers. So anyway, if it's all a little bit different, that is why. Anyway, we've had an interesting couple of days. I want to talk about the day trading setup today because we had an interesting pattern for the professionals. I want to talk about that. But before going to those intraday charts, just look at the daily charts here. The reason why we had a fantastic bounce on Tuesday and we kind of caught the lows on Monday today was because we have put in support on the daily time frame. Been waiting for that. We've had this weakness over the last 2 weeks, which was set about because we basically got overbought on the equity side and oversold on the bond side, and we've had that kind of rebalancing going on, and the supports came in on the daily time frame on a whole bunch of the indices charts. So this is the S&P 500. There is the supports in, there's the timing. We kind of knew that was due, and it's a pullback in an uptrend. So that's the S&P 500. This is the Dow chart, exactly the same. There's the pullback support come in. We knew it was due because of better sine wave. NASDAQ. It was actually a Rambo pattern kind of down there, interestingly enough, and now we kind of bounced off there. Always watch out for those Rambo patterns. On the downside, in an uptrend, it just shows that the amateurs were kind of getting scared out and kind of going short of positions there, and it was a good opportunity to kind of actually do the reverse. So supports come in there. And lastly, this is the Russell. Russell chart shows a slightly different pattern. Although the NASDAQ's been fairly strong, the Russell has been fairly weak, and we're finding it difficult to kind of bust up through here. But it was blue professional down bars, exhaustion sell. That was the bottom there. We've kind of bounced up, and we've kind of we're above the support, cyclical support on the daily time frame. So we've got to run this thing out. We've got to run pullback to end of trend, which is why we had catching the lows on Monday. Support's kind of holding. Tuesday was the runaway up day. Wednesday a little bit of a continuation day, and we've got to go have a look at 2400 to kind of see those highs in some fashion over the next few days. But this is the pattern I want to talk about with today's activity on the daily chart. Bang, bang, bang. So this is, let me squeeze this up a little bit. So that was yesterday. Runaway kind of move. This is the Monday where we kind of caught the lows and we had a strong day, and then similarly kind of strong long big range day kind of yesterday. So this morning the open kind of comes in and we have a little bit of jiggery pokery, no conviction, no blue professional bars there. Showing us what the professionals are doing, not even at the open. And so I'm always wary to do anything before that first blue professional bar kind of comes in. The first signal that we have is a Rambo pattern on the way down, so we know the amateurs are going down. Remember, Rambo patterns on the 1500 tip bar chart, really important, and they're trying to get short here, thinking that we're breaking to new lows. No. They got wrong-footed and we break to the high side. But this is the pattern I want to show you. Bang, bang, bang. Series of blue professional bars. And this is kind of, I don't know what, there must be a good kind of trading terminology for this, but they basically ate the stack. Everything that was sitting in the ask, they just ate it up. Just consistently. They ate everything there. These 3 bars happened really quickly. I was trying to get in at about 51. And as soon as I hit my market order, I got filled at 52. So my slippage was horrendous on this. But it was because all of a sudden the professionals just came in and ate everything that was sitting there in the stack, in the asks. So I ended up with bad slippage there. But it was a good signal to show what the professionals are doing. They're so anxious to buy everything that's on offer. They just eat it up, and we get this whole series of 3 blue professional bars kind of going up like this. Now on the 4500 tip bar chart, you can also see that resulted in a blue professional bar. The professional bars on 4500 are really important. That's where they were getting long. They kind of also bought on this little dip. They weren't selling there because the blue professional up bar, that's what you want to be looking for profit taking here. That was actually happening on the retrace, so they were even picking it up on the retrace there, and that's where they start to get out here. You know, we've got trading at the end of the day. It's always difficult to figure out what the professionals are doing kind of up there. But anyway, that was what was going on kind of first thing, eating the stack. And on the 500 tick bar chart, the MTF chart, we can see that was all those blue professional bars kind of came in there to get this move going. Now at 11 a.m. is kind of interesting. We had a bit of a U-turn here. You can see all these blue professional bars coming in on that retrace. We had some weakness. The market was thinking, oh, we're going to sell off or whatever. No. Cyclical support, we have a triple setting up there. Bang, bang, bang. You can see all three time frames come together. The professionals buy that dip and we keep this thing going. We break to new highs. So we have some weakness pre 11 a.m., but it was not going to be a down day because they bought that little weakness and we kind of continued up to break to new highs. So there we go. It was an interesting day. Not a huge ranging day, not like the last couple of days, but it was good. Good for me for 5 points. So I'll tag on that day trade and watch out for that. Just watch the professionals. You know, professional up bars are not always signs of weakness. They are on the way up into new highs and stuff like that. But on circumstances like this, they were just getting along really anxiously and buying everything in the stack. All right, take it easy, and I'll tag on that day trade. Okay, just got long 52 even, long 52 even. Had an incredibly bad fill. I was just trying to get long just after this little series of blue professional bars here. So it was looking like maybe at 51 and a quarter, something like that I was going to get. I enter at market, that's my deal. And yeah, there was just nothing there, and all of a sudden it spiked to 52. Anyway, let's hope it works out. Just annoying. Anyway, what are we doing? It is Wednesday morning. Had a big day yesterday. Bang. And we've now kind of settled back after a little profit taking at the end of yesterday to a pullback support level on the highest time frame here. We tried to break up into an uptrend, but then kind of failed. It was resistance on the intermediate time frame. We came back. Love these Rambo patterns on the 1500 tip bar chart. Shows the amateurs were going short at this point. We'd had no blue professional bars on the 1500 up until there, and this is nice. So that means they're anxiously buying blue professional bars, anxiously buying anything that's sitting there ready to go. They take all of that up, bang, bang, bang. So this is kind of busting us up. Ends up being a blue professional up bar here on 4500, but it's at this kind of support area, and so that's buying a load kind of in expectation that we're going to test kind of further up here. So system-wise, there's the open of the day. This kind of jiggery pokery up and down. And we have our initial break, kind of come back down. Supports comes in on the intermediate time frame. We're now kind of broken back above a resistance line, hopefully getting this going into a trending move. So there we go. What are we up? 63 and a quarter. That's okay. 7,000. See, that's just showing the strength of the buying, getting this thing going. So let's see. We're going to go for something like a pullback end of trend on 500, syncing out with a pullback end of trend on the 4500, and we'll see how far we get towards this 60-50 number that was the high up here. I think I'm right about that. Yeah, 60-50, the high for yesterday. So let's see where we go next. Alright, this thing's taken off, which is good. We're almost up to, almost up to 55. We did get to 55. There's the exhaustion pattern that we're showing the strength of that buying. Some point resistance is going to come in here on blue professional bar. A little bit of profit taking, maybe 1500 tip bar chart. This resistance line is going to come in. That is going to cause us a little bit of trouble. But really what we're looking for is an exhaustion buy pattern on 500 with a pullback to end of trend. Obviously this number is 56.75. I've moved my target up to 57. So maybe that's not a bad point to have it. Kind of underneath there might be stop runs to be had. Anyway, so when this starts to flick around and starts to look nervous, that's on the 4500 tip bar chart. That's where I'm aiming for with this. Yeah. So a little bit of profit taken there after the Rambo patterns. So okay, resistance is going to come in. There we go. Resistance on 1500 in the intermediate time frame. Got that exhaustion buy and bearish divergence. So it's coming off a fraction. Alright, now end of trend's gone off on 4500. MTF hasn't shown that yet, but at some point it'll confirm that. This little pushback is being led by the amateurs, so it's weakish. We've got quite a lot of blue professional bars kind of sitting up here, so it's kind of critical level. But if it gets back to 52, I'm out of it. But I would expect it to go exhaustion, because we've had exhaustion, so bullish divergence here. We've got to see a mirror pattern with a final blow-off move, pull back end of trend, something like that on 500. Ooh, quite a lot of profit taking going on, but I would have thought the right thing to do is go for a blow-off. Alright, system's starting to show weakness. It's just a little bit too early, I think, because you've got to have a proper blow-off kind of type activity. Anyway, this 52 level is obviously kind of critical. If we sink through that, then doesn't want to go. Come on, exhaustion buy. Get us through this high, and then just go trigger some stops or something. Just get that kind of underway. But you can see resistance in intermediate time frame, highest time frame. We're going pull back end of trend or something on the lowest time frame. So it's an area I would have thought we'd have gotten closer to 60 and maybe gone through it before reversing, but who knows. Let's see, keep on holding just for that potential move up through 55s. Alright, blue professional up bar here and here. It's almost like they were buying the dip now, and that's a U-turn. Buying it on the way down and then anxiously buying everything in the queue on the way up. We're obviously having trouble around 55, previous high. Almost like a double top kind of pattern. People trying to take it down at that point. Got all this weakness. We've got these little pullback under trends, lowest and the highest time frame. And this is looking, I thought that was kind of buying it up rather than exhausting. Still think that. So we've got some end of trends that are showing there. Lowest entry point, not confirmed with the second break. I still think we've got to go for an exhaustion pattern. Still think we've got to do that. So, okay, there's bearish divergence. Whoa. Nervous around them. Come on, just go exhaustion buy through the 55s. Okay, we're back up looking at 55s. And we just busted through, so that's a resistance. Okay, Rambo patterns. So, my target's sitting at 57. I don't know. We've got to go see some blue professional up bars on 1500. It's taken a while to get this thing going. We're at 930, so we've got some petroleum status numbers coming out. That could be what's driving us. So, Rambo pattern, but no blue professional bars yet. What am I going to do? 56 and a quarter. Let's get greedy. Move it up to 58. See if we can get out on some blue professional up bars. Still looking for that exhaustion pattern on 500. You know, we had this and this. gotta see a mirror. So no blue professional bars, yeah. Alright, we got the 57s. I'm getting nervous. Blue professional up bar, blue professional up bar on 4500. So there's the exhaustion buy. Finally got that in. Now I'm so tempted just to jump out at 57s, but let's just see if we can get just a tad more. Come on. What did we get? Did we go to 57 and a halves? Come on, come on, come on. Bingo, just out 57 even for 5. Could not do it. Could not hold through. Moved to 57.50 and then no, I'm out. Bearish divergence coming, blue professional bars, 2 blue professional bars at 4,500. No doubt, I think 58 is going to get hit because we've not had an exhaustion buy here on 1,500, but I just can't do it, especially when I got so much in the bag at the time. So excellent sets of one shot, one kill for 5. Quite happy with that. And so there you go, 58 got a hit, and there's the exhaustion buy. That's what I was waiting for. But just couldn't do it. Could not do it. What did I get to? Yeah, 58.50. So there's another point in it, but had to have sat through this little kind of retrace, and that's just not my thing. Anyway, I hope you traded it well.